Okay, I am recording this, and the Detroit Lions are still playing. There is about a minute and 55 seconds. I have the game right here. That's why I'm looking. But I wanted to get an immediate reaction out there. I think we can all say it's starting to get really frustrating with what's happening with the Detroit Lions this year. There's currently a minute 55 to go in the fourth. They're down 24-6. We had this one, and I think it's frustrating. And the number one thing I want to say, and I have a few responses and reactions to this, but the Lions absolutely refuse to play complementary football. I think that's the best way in which I can say it. They refuse to play complementary football. Early in the year, when their defense wasn't showing up in any way, shape, or form, their offense was the number one offense in the NFL through 4 weeks. We were 1-3. And then we had the game against the Patriots before the bye week. We get beat 29-0. So the defense honestly didn't play that terrible in that game, but the offense just completely refused to show up. And then when the defense shows up, they play a good game against a good Cowboys team. The offense is absolutely nowhere to be found. Now, there's reasons for that, and I'm going to talk about it as we can continue in this video. But I think the frustrating part, as Jared Goff goes down again for another sack, I think the frustrating part for me is it's just devastating because either the offense is rolling, and the whole game, it's like death by 1,000 cuts because the defense keeps giving up first down after first down after first down after first down, and then a touchdown, and then more first downs. And then in games like this, against the Cowboys, you have the defense that's holding strong. Aiden Hutchinson is playing well. Jeff Okudah is playing out of his mind, like a great football game, and the defense is playing well, and they've held the Cowboys. You come into the second half, you're up 6-3. Next thing you know, you have 4 turnovers in a half. You have 4 turnovers. You have, if I'm not mistaken, based on what I was just watching, Jamal Williams fumbles and loses a fumble, a first lost fumble in his career. Then Jared Goff goes Jared Goff. He throws 2 interceptions, which, quite frankly, I'm not going to fault him for one of them. He's trying to make a play. He doesn't have a lot of weapons, but right now, because St. Brown went out with a concussion, more things that just drive me nuts. But he goes and he throws 2 interceptions. He gets a strip sack against him, and all of a sudden you have 4 turnovers, and the defense still has only given up 24 total points, and that's all they're gonna give up. So I think the frustrating part about this is the inability to play fundamental football. And now he throws, like a 20-yarder to, Khalif Raymond. Like, it doesn't matter at this point. So I want to just throw this up here. I want to look at the box score, and I think it's a little more painstaking than we think it is. Jared Goff, outside of the 3 turnovers, I don't know if you can say outside of 3 turnovers, played a good game. If it wasn't for the 3 turnovers, you would have been like, oh, wow, Jared Goff was really efficient. 21 of 26. Like, if as we refresh this, it's gonna add even more yards to it. So apparently it went away somehow. So that was really silly. But so like Dak Prescott wasn't anything special, but he managed the offense. Honestly, Dak Prescott in this game did his best Cooper Rush impersonation. Like, that's what he did. You had Williams that was running the ball at an effective enough clip, and another fumble by Goff. So when I said it was 4 turnovers by the Lions, 3 by Goff, what I actually meant was 5 turnovers in the second half by the Lions, 4 by Jared Goff. And so here's my initial takeaway on this, and I'm going to go away from this. We can go back to the stats in a second. We can go back to the stats in a second. Can people please start realizing we are 1-5? We're 1-5. I don't think the playoffs are even in view at this moment. So I'm not going tank mode, but here's what I'm saying. You have the Rams pick and you have our pick. It's time to start looking at which quarterbacks would be a good fit for the Detroit Lions. I understand that this is an immediate response, but if you go back and watch our videos for the Lions preview of the season, when we're in the middle of preseason, when we're before preseason, and we're talking about what we expect out of Jared Goff, the thing that I kept saying and Chris kept saying was, if he can limit turnovers, he can be a good enough quarterback. Here's the thing with Jared Goff. He's never going to be mobile. He's never going to even have a very good pocket presence. I mean, you look at guys like Tom Brady that it's like, yeah, they're not mobile either. So what? They have great pocket presence. Jared Goff doesn't have that. He doesn't feel pressure well. He doesn't sense pressure well. And what ends up happening because of that is he throws a large amount of interceptions and he fumbles the ball. So now you have this guy that's turnover prone, and you have a team around him that flat out isn't good enough to overcome the turnovers, and his talent isn't good enough to overcome his own turnovers. So he made a few good plays in this, but he made more really bad plays. So what I would like to see is, what does this offense look like with a quarterback that has the ability to do some more things? Because I think you could bring in Bryce Young right now, and the things that Jared Goff does best, he already does. But then you add an element of speed, you have an element of elusiveness, and just a better athlete. So I think when we look at this, it's time to start asking ourselves, is this team ever going to be able to be a playoff team with Jared Goff as the quarterback? And I think the answer is maybe there's a chance, but man, would it have to be a talented roster. A talented roster that, the year after he's gone wins a Super Bowl type of roster. And I think we're building a roster, but it's there. So I want to talk about two more things. I want to talk about stats, and I want to talk about injuries as we go back and finish out this video. So once again, the defense, while playing well points wise, still gives up over 140 yards on the ground. They give up 191 through the air. So our pass defense was better. It absolutely was better. But when you look at these guys that are on our targets, and you can sit here, and this is where I'm going to combine the stats and the injuries. You can sit here and say, next man up. Next man up. Look at who is our leading receivers. Our two leading receivers for this game are Khalif Raymond and Brock Wright. Okay. Can we just pause for a second and realize that Khalif Raymond and Brock Wright are not two guys that you want to be your leading receivers? Hockenson is right behind that, followed by Reynolds, followed by Kennedy, and then Josh Reynolds way down there, one catch for 8 yards. Because here's what they knew. He's the only target that really Goff is comfortable throwing to at this point. So they're like, all right, we're going to get rid of him. We're going to take him out of it for you. I'm impressed. Goff threw for 228 with these guys. It was just a struggle all day. 4 fumbles, 3 lost fumbles, 2 interceptions. And I think we just need to understand and realize, like, this is a team that we thought the bye week was going to get them healthy. It didn't. DJ Chark ends up being more injured somehow with the bye week. It's that surgically repaired ankle. And quite frankly, I know he was just put on IR. I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. My wife has Chark in her fantasy football league. Yes, I got my wife to play fantasy football this year. It's really exciting. But I told her, you got to drop Chark. She goes, why? I love the Lions. I'm like, because I don't think he's going to play another snap this year. And then you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, finally gets back, healthy off the ankle. So nice to have him back. First catch, concussion. It is frustrating, people. Like DeAndre Swift over the bye week. Oh, yeah, he's got that ankle injury. We know he hurt his shoulder a few weeks ago, but he'll be good to go after the bye week. Nope, he's not good to go. So you're looking here and you're like, where are the weapons? Great offensive line, but no weapons. None. And then all of a sudden, when you have a guy like Williams that doesn't fully play to his capability, like, kiss the game goodbye. And our defense just isn't at a place yet. I don't think any defense is at a place where you can win with an offense that puts up the amount of yards that we put up with 4 turnovers. It is not complimentary football. So hopefully you've made it to this, because that's my big takeaway. There is zero complimentary football with the Detroit Lions this year. They are 1-5. They have had 6 opportunities to put together a game where they play. I'm just talking decent defense and decent offense. They haven't done it. The only place where you can argue that they did it was against the Commanders, but that second half, our defense was a sieve. Like, it was just leaking oil and all over the field. I think they were well over 300 yards in the second half against us. So there is a lack of complementary football in the Motor City. And I think what we have to start doing now is we have to start doing almost what we started doing last year and start realizing, all right, who are the players that we can look forward to and have positive and want to be a part of the core of this team going forward. Players like Hawkinson, players like Okuda, believe it or not, players like Amonra St. Brown and Penei Sewell and Frank Ragnow. And I mean, like, there are guys, Aleem McNeil, Rodrigo, like, there are players on this team that are good players. There are some very good players. We'll do more videos. We'll talk about who are those players that it's like, here's why you watch, because we're getting to the point where if you're just watching and hoping that the Lions are going to win and win and win, you're going to be disappointed. And what you need to start doing is watching for the future and what players are the players that you can keep and what players are the players that contract years are coming up. And it's like, maybe we don't need to keep them forever. Like, what about guys like TJ Hawkinson? What do we do with them? What do we do with him? I mean, do you pay him big money to still be a mediocre tight end, which he's been outside of a few games? Or do you get value for him? So these are the hard questions that we're going to have to start asking ourselves as Lions fans. These are the questions that the Lions front office is going to have to start answering for themselves for this team going forward. Let me know what you think. Lack of complementary football is the big oversight. We're going to continue to do videos, but it's getting hard, isn't it? It's getting hard to watch these videos. It's getting hard to do these videos, but let's stay in this together. We're Lions fans for life, y'all. Let's keep it going. If you like this, hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Hey, maybe give us a subscribe, because we're continuing to do these videos for the Lions and Pistons while they are on the struggle bus. All right. We'll see you on the next one, everybody. Have a good one.